Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And I'm making this vlog real quick just because a lot of people been hitting me up asking me what's my thoughts on all of this situation going down right now. Alright, you got cops getting shot, innocent people getting shot. What do I think about that? And honestly, I don't care what color you are, where you from, anytime somebody innocent gets killed, that's a fucked up situation. Right? And the person that's doing the killing, I don't care what color you are and where you from and what job you have, you in the wrong in my book. You automatically wrong. So what do I think we should do about all of this? It really don't matter what I think, because my little thoughts ain't gonna change nothing. But I'm making this video really just to talk to the young cats out there for a minute. Alright, for my young cats and anybody that wanna listen, I'm gonna give y'all some advice on how to deal with the cops. Now look, I know what y'all saying. Am I a police officer? Am I one of these Facebook paralegals? You know, what qualifies me to be giving out advice on dealing with the cops? Well, what qualifies me is I've been in this game, I've been dealing with the cops for the last 20 years. Like last 20 years in New York City, where we got the biggest, most corrupt police department probably in the nation. I've been doing this since Giuliani was the mayor and we had to stop and frisk laws, and you had people getting locked up and pulled over every day, including me. And I've been dealing with this situations out here for 20 years. I know what I'm talking about. I know how to deal with the cops, and I know how to deal with a police encounter. So anytime you get pulled over or you got to deal with the cops, we'll call that an encounter. All right, so I'm going to give y'all some advice on how to get out of these encounters in one piece, because that's what it's all about. Now, like I said, I can't change nothing. My little thoughts, they're not going to change nothing. This is a fucked up world we live in, but you got to deal with what you got. And anytime you get into a police encounter, the main thing you want to do is get out of that encounter in one piece. All right, now, look, I know what I'm talking about, because out of anybody that lives in this neighborhood, you can ask them for yourself, I'm probably one of the most pulled over people in this whole hood. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I'm black. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into some kind of racial shit, but I'm black. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm black. I'm big. I add up 250 pounds. Big black guy. Full tattoos everywhere. Big black guy with a bunch of tattoos all over the place. I'm driving around in the middle of the night. I'm a night owl. Everybody knows me. They know I'm a nighttime vulture. All of my entertainment and recreation that I do takes place in the night. In the daytime, I'm busy trying to get this money. That's when I go to the gym at night. I go to the movies at night. I go hang out with the fellas at night. I go on dates at night. So I'm always out here driving around New York City in the middle of the night as a big black guy with a bunch of tattoos. And I'm also driving a nice car. I'm driving a BMW, tinted windows, rims, looking mad clean. So if you factor all of those things in, into one bubble, which is me, that bubble leads to you getting pulled over all of the time. All right, and that's just a natural fact. I wish it was different, but it ain't. All right, and all of my dudes that live in New York, y'all can concur what I'm saying. You know how it is. If you drive around at night, looking a certain way, and driving a certain kind of car, your chances of getting involved in a police encounter are sky high. All right, but every time you get into a police encounter, it doesn't have to end bad. Right? And in fact, with me, I would say 99% of the time when I get into a police encounter, it ends with nothing. With me getting no tickets, no nothing, me leaving the same way that I came. All right? I go into this shit the same way, I come out of this shit the same way I went into the shit. And I'm gonna tell you what you should do. Now, this is where the advice starts. Now, there's some things you gotta do before you start driving. Now, we're not talking about all of y'all cats out there living the thug life, yo. If you're driving around with guns and drugs, and you're driving around with no driver's license, and stolen cars and all that, look, you want to be in this game, you know the consequences. I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do. But on the side note, all of y'all cats out here, when you buying weed, now look, I don't judge nobody. You niggas like to smoke weed, do what they do. Do what they do. Do what y'all do. But when you're buying weed, stop getting in your car and going to the weed spot and buying weed and then driving back home, and then getting busted with the weed and wondering why. There's no need to do that in this day and age. Now, back in the days when I was doing that, we really didn't have a choice. Nobody wasn't really calling a cab to go get some weed and all that. 45 minutes waiting for a cab, spend $20 for a cab. Nobody really wasn't doing that. But nowadays, you got this new shit called Uber. Now you got Uber. So now, if you gotta go pick up a package or go get some shit, whatever you gotta get, why are you driving your car, yo? All you gotta do is call an Uber, take the Uber to the nearest intersection to where you're going, pick up your package, call the Uber back, take the Uber home. All right, if you got money to be buying all these Jordans and Versace belts and all of that, put a little bit of money to the side, put it into a little online account and set up an Uber. This way, if you're rolling around, and that goes for your cats that's rolling around drunk in the middle of the night, there's no reason to do that anymore. No reason to do that. It's too easy now to get a cab. Back in the days, you had an excuse. You probably couldn't get a cab at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, you're going to get a cab at 3 o'clock in the morning. Jump in the Uber. This way, you're in the backseat of the Uber. The cops pull over that cab. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's his traffic stop now. You got some weed in your pocket. That ain't got nothing to do with you. If you don't got his license and his shit ain't straight, you get out the cab and you about your business, yo. And in the last, I don't know, 5, 10 years that I've been fucking around with the cabs now, and especially since Uber came out, I don't know anybody, and I personally never got snatched out of a cab. And y'all cats that watch my videos, if y'all watch the video with me and Max chilling in the city, you notice I parked my car and I jumped in the Uber when I'm ready to start drinking. Now, at the end of the night, when I got back in my car, a lot of people seen that video and was like, oh, I thought you said you don't really be drinking and driving like that. But y'all gotta remember, that video is edited. If you notice at the end of the video, the sun is coming up. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. Like by that time, I was already good. But for the whole night, we was chilling in the Uber. So that's just something to consider. But I'm not talking to the thug life cats. I'm talking to regular cats driving around at night. Now you also got to remember, driving at night is totally different than driving in the daytime. In the daytime, a lot of shit is different because you got more people outside, there's more congestion, your chances of getting pulled over go down dramatically in the daytime. But if you're driving around at night, your chances of getting pulled over are high. So, before you even get in your car, there's some things that you need to consider. Number one, make sure you got your driver's license on you. Now, if you're smart, do like I do. Get 2 driver's licenses. That might cost you an extra 20 bucks or whatever. It is what it is. Get 2 driver's licenses. One I keep in my wallet with me, and one I keep in my glove compartment at all times. So this way, if I'm out playing ball, now when I go to the park to play ball, I'm not bringing a wallet with me. I take a couple of dollars, throw it in my sock, and I go to the park and play ball. Now while I'm at the park, if I want to run to the store real quick and grab something and come back, that might be the time that I get pulled over while I'm in my basketball clothes, sweating, running to the store. But if that happens, I always got a driver's license on deck. So I ain't never in the car with no ID. So make sure you got your ID and all your paperwork on point. Next, check your equipment. Now this is little shit. Check your equipment. Now, depending on what kind of car you got, if you got a newer car, once you get in that car, it's gonna tell you if your tail lights is out, if your headlight is broke. You know, it's gonna tell you that kind of shit. But if you're driving in an old school car, it only take a second to make sure your headlights is on, your tail lights, just reverse to the, just go in reverse to another car and look out the windows. See if both of your tail lights is on. Make sure your tail lights is working. Now, if you're driving around knowing that you got a broken tail light or knowing that one of your headlights is out, then you know you putting yourself out there. Once you know you got a broken tail light, that should be your #1 priority to get fixed. And this shit don't cost no money. It don't really cost nothing. If you buying all these Jordans and shit, you can't be rolling around with a car with one tail light or one headlight. You just you asking for trouble. Alright, so make sure all your equipment is together. If you find out that something is off, then that should be your #1 priority to get fixed. Anyway, make sure all your shit is together. Another thing, now this is even before you started driving. When you get in your car, make sure your car is clean. Now, I'm not talking about every time you want to go to the store, you got to go get a car wash. No, but make sure the inside of your car is clean. And this is simple shit. Simple shit. That says a lot about you, and it says a lot about a person when you go in their car and it's filthy. It's just like if you go to somebody's house and you walk in the door and there's garbage everywhere, boxes and food and roaches, and it's just nasty. I don't care if that's the nicest person in the world. In the back of your mind, you saying this motherfucker's nasty, and you already kind of got a different attitude. They might ask you to sit down on the couch for a minute. You're already kind of apprehensive because look at the status of the crib. Look at the state of that environment. It's filthier, and it's the same thing in your car. When you get in your car, if you went out Friday night and y'all went partying, and afterwards you went to 7-Eleven, you went to IHOP, you went to the gas station, you got a whole bunch of potato chips, peanuts, popcorn, Red Bulls, all that good shit, tacos. You got all that stuff in your car. That's cool. That's cool. Eat it, have fun, do that, whatever. Saturday morning when you get up now and you go into your next spot on Saturday, take a minute, clean all that shit out of your car, because when you get pulled over by the cops and they roll up on your car and they come up at night with them flashlights and they look in your car and there's filthy garbage everywhere, food, tissues, cigarette butts, empty soda bottles, empty beer cans and all that, that doesn't look good for you. And if you want, now you got to remember, stereotyping is a part of life. As much as people don't want you to do it, I don't want people to stereotype me. They see me, big black guy, they're gonna think drug dealer. All right, cool. I get that all the time on YouTube. Hey, that's cool. It is what it is. But stereotyping is a part of life, and when you roll up in a dirty, filthy car, you setting yourself up for that stereotype of a drug user, because you have I don't know about y'all, but I know a whole bunch of crackheads and all that. I've never seen a crackhead with a spotless, clean car. Never seen that. But I do know a lot of people that's sniffing coke and popping pills and doing all kind of crazy shit. And when you see them, you can tell. You can see the way they look and you can see the way they present themselves. Your car, everything is filthy. So take a second, clean your car. Now, if you smoke, I happen to smoke, I roll around with one of these at all times. Little microfiber cleaning cloth. When I get in the car and I start my car and I'm letting it warm up, I always just take the microfiber cleaning cloth, wipe everything down. Wipe everything down, make sure there's no ashes, no nothing. That only took less than a minute. And now, if I got any garbage, put that shit in a little bag, and then put that shit in a little bag, throw it in the garbage. This way, now my car is always clean. The outside of the car, that's another story, but the inside of my shit is always clean. All right, that's something to consider before you even start driving. Next, now this is some technology shit. Get yourself a dash camera. Get yourself a dash camera. Now these are cheap. Y'all see me review 1,000 of them. They go for about $100. You can get a cheap one for $70. Now me, I roll around with 3. I got one face in the front, one facing me, and one facing the back. Now that's extra. That's extra. But look, rather be safe than sorry. And that's not only just for police encounters. That's for day-to-day encounters. You get into a car accident, somebody hit you from the back, somebody hit you from the front. Everything is always on video. So your side of the story is always set in stone. So get yourself a dash camera. Now this is all shit that you should have did before you started driving. Now you get in your car, of course the basic shit, throw on your seatbelt. You know what I'm saying? Throw on your seatbelt and go. Don't break the law. Don't be drinking and driving. Don't be smoking weed and driving. But you do what you do. But I'm just saying, this is what, if you want to know how to deal with the cops, this is shit that you just don't do. Don't drink and drive. Don't smoke weed and drive. Pull over and do that shit when you get to where you're going. All right? So you get in your car, you throw in your seatbelt, you start driving. Now with me, I can tell you how this goes on a nightly basis. I would say right now I get pulled over about average 3 times a week. Average 3 times a week. Now I'm out in the street every night. I just came from the gym. It's 3:15 right now. I'm out in the street every night. And 3 of those nights out of 6 days a week, I'm getting pulled over. If I'm driving north in the middle of the night and a cop passes me driving south, I automatically know there's a 90% chance I'm getting pulled over. And y'all know what I'm talking about. When y'all drive past each other and you look in your mirror and you see them making that U-turn, you're getting ready to get pulled over. So, when that situation comes and you know you're getting ready to get pulled over, there's some basic things that you gotta do. And this is what I do. Now keep in mind, this shit might not work for everybody. This shit might not work all of the time. But this is gonna be, you got a better chance of doing this and walking away unscathed than doing some other bullshit. Then getting some rowdy Joe tough guy type shit. Then you're gonna have a problem. But let me tell you what I do. And y'all judge for yourself. When I'm driving and I see them lights come on behind me, you hear that whoop whoop, you know that sound, you hear that whoop whoop. I look in the mirror. I say, okay, there go the cops. Put the blink on, pull over. Now, I don't just pull over right there. I put the blink on and I immediately scan the next block or two and see if there's some kind of fast food restaurant or somewhere that there's a chance there's a video camera outside. I immediately scan that. And if I'm happen to be somewhere like right now on some residential streets, then I'm not gonna keep driving all the way to the fast food spot, but I will drive to the nearest corner where there's a chance that other cars gonna be able to pass by, where there's a traffic light or where there's a street light. I don't just stop in the first dark, deserted spot. I try to pull up to where it's a little bit more light. Once I pull over, after I got my blink on, I pull over. As soon as I come to a complete stop, I immediately put my hazards on. Put my hazards on, put your car in park. Now I'm driving a stick, so I'll put it in neutral, pull up the brake. Here's the key. Roll down all your windows. Roll down all 4 windows and turn on your interior light. Simple enough. Turn on your interior light, roll down all 4 windows, put your car in park, and put your hands on the steering wheel. Now look, I know a lot of y'all cats be watching all of these Facebook videos. I watch them too. All of these, okay, you gotta know your rights videos. Oh, I ain't gotta do this, I ain't gotta do that. I can just roll my window down halfway or just enough so I can pass on my license. I ain't gotta answer no questions and all that. Yeah, you don't gotta do none of that. You could watch all those videos. You don't gotta do none of that. All right, you don't have to do nothing. You can watch all them know your rights videos if you want, but your chances are you're gonna have a bad encounter doing that. All right, that shit don't work for everybody, especially black people. And like I said, I'm not trying to turn this into some racial shit, but that shit don't work for everybody, and especially in the middle of the night, is that's not the time when you want to be playing, you know, Joe Lawyer or Joe Tough Guy. You don't want to be on some Joe Tough Guy shit at 3 o'clock in the morning, getting pulled over on some dark, deserted street. Now, when you're in the bar and you're with your girlfriend and some drunk guy comes up and grab your girlfriend's ass, that's the time to play Joe Tough Guy. All right? You don't want to play Joe Tough Guy when you're dealing with a traffic encounter, all right, or a police encounter in general. Check that pride shit at the door. Yeah? All right, so I pay my taxes, I know all my rights and all of that, but when I'm dealing with a police encounter, my goal is to make it back home to my family and make it back to my getting money procedures tomorrow. All right, that's my plan. So when I pull over, got my hands on the wheel, windows down, interior light on. All right, what's the purpose of doing all of that? Simple. The problem with a lot of people is they don't know how to put themselves in other people's shoes. Yeah? You got to put yourself in other people's shoes. Now, this is not an anti-cop video. I got a lot of friends that's cops. Some of my best friends are police officers. That's how I get the PBA cards and all that. You got good cops, you got bad cops. You got good dudes, you got bad dudes. You got good girls, bad girls. You know, you very stupid and ignorant if you try to lump everybody into one category. You can't say all cops is fucked up because you don't know all cops. So you automatically making yourself look ignorant whenever you say all of something and you don't know all of that thing that you're talking about. You can't say all white people don't like black people. How do you know? How do you know all white people? No, of course not. And it's the same thing with cops. But a lot of people have a problem with putting themselves in other people's position. But me, I put myself in the other person's position. Now I'm walking, now I never been a cop, but I know one thing, if I'm walking up on some car in the middle of the night, my intensity level is gonna be at a 10, yeah? Because you gotta remember, even though you might be just a regular dude coming from the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning, a regular dude going to Burger King at 3 o'clock in the morning, that could be you. You gotta remember, there's also criminals out here. There's real criminals out here in the street that will blast your ass. There's criminals right now that you get pulled over by the cop, they got a warrant, they just finished doing 10 years in jail, they know they get arrested again, they doing 25. You got cats right now with nothing to lose, and they'll blast your ass in a second. So you gotta think like the cop. You might be one of them dudes that ready to blast you. So the whole purpose of me putting my hands on the wheel and rolling down the windows and turning on the lights is I'm letting those cops know right off the jump that I'm in a position of compliance. Now, I'm not saying you got to surrender your rights. I'm not surrendering on my knees begging for mercy. No, but I'm in a position of compliance because they doing their job and my job is to make it home. So part of my job to make it home is to try to be on some compliance type shit. So when they walk up to my car, when they got out of their police car first, their intensity is on a 10. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You pulled over a car with tinted windows. You walking up to the car, you see a big black guy in the car, their intensity level is on a 10. When they see me sitting like this, the inside of my car is mad clean, the interior lights is on, all of the windows down, my hazards is on, my car's in park, and I'm just chilling. Now the intensity level goes from a 10 to maybe about an 8. Maybe about an 8. That's better than the 10. That's better than the 10. So when they roll up on me, you know, it's going to be 2 cops, because in New York City, the only time you're going to get pulled over by a 1-person cop car is by highway patrol. And that's a whole other ball game, yo. When you get pulled over by highway patrol, just sit back and get your ticket. All right, sit back and get your ticket. But when you get pulled over on the streets, all right, by blue and whites, but you know, uniformed cop cars, detective, that's a whole nother ball game too. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when you get pulled over by some blue and whites in a regular neighborhood, you can flow like this, all right? Throw your hands on the wheel, roll the windows down, turn the lights on, and relax. So here come the 2 cops. They're gonna have the flashlights out and maybe one hand on the gun, because they never know. It's the middle of the night. One hand on the gun. I don't immediately get offended by that, because I would do the same thing. If I got a gun and I'm a cop, and I'm rolling up on some car in the middle of the night, I gotta have my hand ready too. So I don't get offended by that. Check your pride at the door. So here they come with the flashlights. Now, I only say 3 words or 4 words every time. How you doing, officer? That's it. How you doing, officer? You don't have to say, what's the problem? Why you pull me over? Oh, come on, again with this bullshit. And once you start turning up, now they're gonna turn up. And let me tell you something. No matter what you think or who you are, you're never gonna win a turn-up battle with the cops. When you turn up, they're gonna turn up. When you turn up even more, they're gonna turn up even more. And at the end of the day, you're gonna lose every single time. So there's no reason for that. And now there's no reason to say, what's the problem, officer? Why are you asking what's the problem? There's no reason to ask what's the problem. You already know there's a problem. Now, even if you got your shit straight, you know you don't got no missing taillights, no headlights, you had your seatbelt on, you don't got no tint on your windows, everything is official, there's a problem for them. Even if it's not a real problem, they might just be busting your balls, but it's a problem in their minds. That's why they stopped you. Even if they just want to fuck with you for a minute, that's the problem. They want to fuck with you. So you don't have to ask what's the problem. They got a problem already. That's why you're getting pulled over. So I don't ever ask what's the problem. I do want to know, but I'm not gonna ask that right now. I'm not gonna ask that right now. I say, how you doing, officer? Now look, there's different responses that you're gonna get. You got some good cops out there that's mad cool, that when they roll up on the scene and they see the inside of your car is mad clean and nice and smelling good, and you know, you looking like you ready to comply and all that, they'll say, how you doing? You know, license, registration, insurance. And you could just say, okay, no problem. Or, which I've had happen plenty of times, you might have a cop that's having a bad day. So I've had plenty of times that I say, how you doing, officer? And they'll be like, shut up and give me your license. Or let me ask the questions. I didn't ask you, yo, I'm asking the questions here. You know, some bullshit. They'll start power tripping on some bullshit. Again, I already checked my pride at the door, so that ain't gonna bother me. In real life, if I say how you doing to somebody and they start, you know, flipping off at the mouth, then it's gonna be a problem. But while I'm in the middle of a traffic encounter in the middle of the night, that shit don't faze me, man. That shit don't faze me. So you want to say shut up and, you know, give me your license? Okay, cool, I'm with that too. But let's just say, for argument's sake, we're dealing with a good cop. So I say, how you doing, officer? And they'll say, okay, you know, we're doing fine. You got your license, registration, and insurance? I'll say, yeah, no problem. Now here's what I always do. I keep, even when I got my license in my pocket, I got my other license in my glove compartment. So instead of reaching like this, reaching for your back pocket or your side pocket, that's more likely to be looking like reaching for a gun than reaching across your car and going into your glove compartment. That's it. It's easier for them to see what you're doing when you're reaching across. So before I even make any moves, when they say license, registration, insurance, I say no problem. Listen, officer, I have it right inside my glove compartment. I got a license, registration, and insurance folder. All right, so can I go inside my glove compartment and get it, or do you want to get it? I always give them a choice. I say, you want to go and get it, or you want me to get it? Now, no cop in their right mind is going to reach their hand in your car and go in your glove compartment. They're not going to do that. They're always going to say, you get it. And I'll say, okay, no problem. I'll reach for my glove compartment slowly. That's another thing. Don't make any sudden moves. Think about if you was on the other shoe. All right, if the shoe was on the other foot and it was you, and you got some dude fidgeting around and going crazy, that's gonna bring your intensity level back up to 10. Now keep in mind, I already got the intensity level dropping slowly. It already went from 10 to 8. So now I done gave him a choice. You wanted me to get it or you want to get it? Yeah, I said, now you get it. I said, cool. I reach over slowly. When I open the glove compartment, I open it and I let it hang. Now that other cop on the other side, he's always gonna have his flashlight in that glove compartment to see if you got a gun right there. So just out of courtesy and respect, when I open that glove compartment, I let it chill right there for about 10 seconds. I just let it chill. This way they can see what's in my glove compartment. And my glove compartment, just like the car, clean, yo. Keep that shit clean. There's nothing in my glove compartment except for the book to the car and my license, registration, insurance in a little leather folder. So this way, when they open it, there's no tissues, there's no baggies, there's no shit that there could be a gun in there. It's nothing, just a little leather wallet. So I open that up, let them see that. Okay, y'all got a good look, all right? Then I reach in it. Meanwhile, my other hand's still in the wheel. Reach over here, open it up real quick. License, registration, insurance. Put the folder right back here, and I'll sit just like this. Now, I still don't even know why they pulled me over, and I don't care. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter why they pulled you over. If you was about to get a ticket, you're getting the ticket. And you're getting the ticket, regardless of what you say. If they in the mood to write you a ticket, you're getting the ticket. So all that unnecessary talk ain't gonna help me. So why do it? Now, if the cop is extra friendly, then I might say something back and forth, whatever. But if not, then I'll just be quiet. I'll just be quiet. Now, when I give them my license, registration, and insurance, that's at the moment when they'll say something like, oh, well, you know, we pulled you over because you tinted windows. Or we pulled you over because your car's too loud. We pulled you over because you didn't have no seatbelt on. We pulled you over because you rolled through that stop sign. Or maybe that light turned red and you just rolled right through it. Now, at that moment, I'll try to float a little excuse. A little excuse, not a major cop out or something, but I'll float a little excuse at the same time, acknowledging that he's not stupid. If he seen me roll through the light and I know I did, I ain't gonna be like, oh, that's not true. I'll be like, yeah, you know, that's true. I'm tired. Yeah, you're right. I did roll through that light. I am kind of tired, man. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to get up at 6. Yeah, you got me on that one. But 9 times out of 10, I get pulled over for tinted windows. And I'll float the same little cheesy excuse. I'll say something like, oh, not when they say, you know, we pulled you for your tinted windows. I'll say something like, oh, okay. Damn, man, I really got to get that taken care of. But the thing is, you know, I deal with a lot of packages from my job, and I go in and out of places. I leave the stuff on the seat. And y'all know this neighborhood. People are breaking my car all the time thinking that it's something expensive when it's really just an empty FedEx box with some papers in it. But people keep breaking my windows. I got to keep getting new windows. But it is what it is. All right, that's cool. You know, I'm not disagreeing with them. You know, y'all got me on this one. Especially if they got you. If they got you, then they got you. You'll notice, man, when you give that little bit of extra courtesy of being honest, you'll notice that's going to go a long way. So I'll say, okay, y'all got me on this one. Yeah, you're right. Okay, no problem. So they say sit tight. Sit tight, and they take it back to the patrol car. When they say sit tight, that's exactly what you do. Sit tight. When they say sit tight, now's not the time to start digging under your seat, looking for that change you dropped earlier. It's not the time to go in your back seat and start looking for some different CDs so you can change the music and start fumbling around with a whole bunch of stuff. When they tell you to sit tight, sit tight. Right? That's the time now when you want to pull out your phone, maybe update your Facebook status, scroll through Instagram, check out a few buns and all that. At the same time, I'll keep looking at the mirror to see when they're coming back. But in the meantime, I'll be playing with my phone. Playing with my phone, looking at some pictures and all that. As soon as I look up and I see them coming back, put my phone back down, put the hands back on the wheel. And 90% of the times, when they come back, they say, okay, look, we're going to let you off with a warning. Why? Why are they doing that? Why are they just going to let me off with a warning? Who am I, yeah? I'm driving around, big black nigga in the middle of the night, tattoos and all that. Why are they going to let me out with a warning, yeah? You know why? Because respect, when you give respect, you get respect. All right? And when you comply, you drop their intensity level. So now when they went back to the police car, I don't know what they're saying to each other, but I know what they're not saying. They're not saying, yo, we're getting ready to have to shoot this nigga. We're getting ready to have to beat this nigga up. We're going to have to do something. This nigga wild. He got an attitude. They're not saying that. If anything, they're saying, okay, this guy's mad calm. He's mad calm. Let's run his shit. They're going to run my license, run everything come back clean. You know what? Maybe he is just a regular dude going to the gym in the middle of the night. Maybe he's just a big nigga going to the gym. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's not really doing that. So they'll come back to the car, and 9 times out of 10, they'll let me off with a warning. And this is a true story. Even the other night, not only did they let me off with a warning, but the cop told me to my face. He said, look, man, you acting like a real gentleman, so I'm going to do the gentlemanly thing and give you a warning. The other cop on the other side was even like, look, if I was you, I would go to the DMV and try to apply for this shit so you could get this little exemption where you can have tinted windows because of your job and all that. And I'm playing along like, oh yeah, really? Oh yeah, what's that called again? Let me get a pen. Write that down. Okay, no problem. Give me back my license and all that. Put it back in a little folder. All right, officer, good night. I don't go back to the glove compartment yet. Put it right back in the folder. All right, yeah, have a good night. As soon as they walk away, then I take it, drop it back in my glove compartment, and I'm out. 10 minutes out of my day. Now, this happens to me all of the time, and I go through this, like I said, 3-4 times a week. Now, sometimes it always don't end that good. Sometimes I might end up getting a ticket, and when it's time to get a ticket, get your ticket, yo. If they roll back up to the car and they say, look, man, we're gonna give you a ticket because your car's too loud, we're gonna give you a ticket because you tinted windows, blah, blah, blah. All right, who cares, yo? You getting that ticket regardless. So now for me to start beefing about that, what's that gonna change, yo? I'm getting that ticket regardless. If they ask me to sign the ticket, I'm not signing shit. I ain't signing shit because that's some bullshit. I ain't signing shit. Now what am I doing? I'm escalating the situation. I'm escalating the situation, yeah. Instead of just me taking the ticket, even though I don't agree with it, that's cool. I'll take the ticket. Y'all want me to sign? I'll sign right here. As soon as they walk away, I can just fold that shit up and toss it out the window. Fuck that shit. I ain't paying that shit. I ain't paying that shit right now. But the point is, once they write that ticket, you getting that ticket. That ticket is going onto your license. So whether you rip it up in their face or you put it in their pocket, you put it in your pocket, either way, you got that ticket. So why escalate the situation? When it's time to get a ticket, you just take that ticket, yeah. That's called taking the L, yeah. Everybody gonna have to take an L, yeah. When they come back, when I'm looking out the mirror and I see them walking back up to the car and they got the clipboard out, I immediately say to myself, all right, well, I'm gonna have to hold this ticket. That's cool. I gotta hold this ticket. My attitude don't change, even though I'm pissed. That's money I could have went out and did some other shit with. I'm pissed, but my attitude don't change because I'm not about escalating situations with the cops, yeah. So when they come back over, all right, sir, look, man, we're gonna have to give you a ticket for this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no problem, sign right here. All right, have a good night. I still say have a good night. Why? Why? You never know. 2 nights later, might be seeing the same cops again, yeah? I might see the same cops again 2 nights later. And when they see me roll by and they pull me over, they might be like, oh, this is that same cat we pulled over last time, yeah? He was cool. I gave him a ticket. I'll let him ride this time. I'm always looking out for the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm always thinking about what's my next move. I'm not thinking about, oh man, fuck this shit. I'm about to start wilding right now because I'm about to get a $60 ticket. Niggas right now getting shot. Niggas getting dragged out of their car and tased and all of that for a $60 ticket. And meanwhile, they wearing $200 Jordans. Yeah? So you ready to go to war right now for a $60 ticket. But you turn around and give Michael Jordan $200, yeah, for some sneakers that came out 10 years. They've been coming out the same sneakers for the last 10 years. Like, get your priorities together, yeah? And another thing, sometimes the traffic stop is gonna end with you getting locked up. And I'll tell you a quick story of this is maybe about a year ago, ended up getting locked up. Now, I get pulled over, same exact scenario, got the hands on the wheel and all that, gave him my license and all that. Now I'm chilling. I'm chilling, waiting for them to come back to the car. All of a sudden, I see another police car roll up. Now, anybody out here knows, when you see that second police car roll up, you're going to jail. All right? You're going to jail. Something about your license, your registration, your car, something ain't right. Now, it could be you borrowed your girlfriend's car and she found out you was cheating on her and she reported the car stolen. Doesn't matter. You never know. Your license might have got suspended. You forgot to pay some tickets and all that. You never know. But the point is, when you see them come over that other car, get mentally prepared to get arrested. Now, if you're not on the run for a homicide, you know what I'm saying? If you're not on parole, getting arrested ain't a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right, it's not worth getting killed for. If you know you got a suspended license, getting arrested is not the end of the world. If you know you don't got no insurance, it's not the end of the world. Now, when they rolled up on me, when I seen the second car roll up, according to me, I don't have nothing wrong. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Here come the second car. sir, do you mind stepping out the car? Now I can play all that Facebook shit. Go get your supervisor. I don't answer questions. No, I'm not getting out the car. No. I can play all that Facebook paralegal shit if I want. And what's gonna happen? Two things gonna happen. Either you go into jail the easy way, or you go into jail the hard way. All right? But you're going to jail. It just depends whether you're gonna get tased, get beat down, get dragged out of the car with a broken window and all that, or you could go the easy way. So when they ask me to step out of the car, I step out of the car, place your hands, on the hood, turn around. They pat me down real quick. Sir, could you put your hands behind your back? No problem. As soon as them cuffs come out, that's it. You're going to jail. So don't make no sense trying to talk your way out of it. You're going to jail. So now when the cuffs came out, I said, officer, you mind explaining to me what am I getting arrested for? And he said, look, we ran your driver's license and the shit came back suspended. And I said, that's weird because I just renewed my shit not too long ago. Why would they let me renew it if it's suspended? I was like, you seen the date on my license plate, on my driver's license, it's renewed. So there's obviously some kind of mistake. This is not the courthouse in the middle of the night. So I'm not gonna argue with the cop in the middle of the night. He's not the judge here. He's not the judge here. So I just said, okay, well, there's gotta be something wrong. That's something I have to deal with tomorrow. And the cop was like, yep, you're gonna have to deal with it tomorrow. Get in the back of the police car. Now, I'm being a gentleman the whole time. The other cop walked up to me and said, look, I see you got a nice car and all that. If you want, here goes my card. I could take the car and drive it to the precinct. I'll take your keys and put it in my locker. Tomorrow when you get out, you come back at 7 o'clock and I give you a car. Otherwise, we're gonna have to tow it and all that. I see you got the nice lip on the front and shit looking clean. Being mad cool, yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And that's why I don't gotta pay towing fees and all that shit. I said, okay, yeah, do that. So now while I'm driving to the precinct, my car's mad loud. I hear my car behind us. They follow me to the precinct. I end up getting locked up, spend the night. Next morning I get out, ROR, get out, go to the DMV, come to find out it's some ticket I got 10 years ago. 10 years ago, forgot all about it, and it disappeared off the system and just popped back up in the system. Judge threw that shit out immediately. I called my man up, came and picked me up. We went to the precinct at 7 o'clock, got my car back, I'm back out in the streets. But the point of the story is, I ended up getting arrested. I didn't get beaten, I didn't get beat down, I didn't get tased, my car didn't get damaged. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened to me. And it didn't even cost me no money. The only thing it cost me is a few hours of sitting up in the bookings, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So the moral of this video, y'all young cats out there, when you get pulled over by the cops, now look, this shit ain't gonna work for everybody and this shit ain't gonna guarantee you to work. But what it's gonna guarantee you is to not escalate a situation. You can't escalate a situation by being calm, cool, and relaxed. Now, we seen that situation the other day when the dude was like, the dude from Minnesota, and he said he got a license to carry the gun and all that, and they still shot him anyway. I believe that if it was me, and I believe that if you calm, now look, and this is another thing, if you're in the car with somebody else, all right, before the cops get to your car, you tell that person, don't say nothing. I tell that person, shut the fuck up. Now, watching that video, you can't see the whole video, but it's almost for me, it's almost impossible to believe that if you know how to communicate and you know how to talk with some kind of class and you know how to talk like a gentleman, it's almost impossible for me to believe that somebody just gonna shoot you like that. It's impossible for me to believe that. Now me, if I got a license to carry a burner and they ask me for my license and registration and all that, I'm gonna say, look, I got both hands on the wheel. I'm gonna say, officer, I got a gun right here in my waist. I got a gun. And I got a permit for it. Now, how you wanna do this? How do you wanna do this? I know you gotta disarm me. Do you want to reach in and take the gun out? You wanna call your partner, both of y'all can cover me? What y'all wanna do? The point is, I'm not moving right now. I got a gun on my waist until you tell me what to do. Now, depending on, and also you got to remember your tone is important, your movements is important. But now look, at the end of the day, some people out there is just evil. Some people might just shoot you for no reason. I mean, that's not impossible, but that's a one in a million shot right there. That's a rare occurrence that you treating somebody with class and respect and they gonna turn around and shoot you for no reason. I don't. That's so rare that you're gonna see happen, especially somebody that's out there working every day in broad daylight. I don't see that. I'm sorry, I just don't see that happening like that. Like it gotta be more to the story. Got to be a little bit more to that story. Like, now look, I'm not justifying what the cops did. Of course, that was wrong. But you got a loaded gun on you, and the cops is pulling you over. You have to be on a totally different mindset. Totally different mindset. Now they ask you for your license and all that. That just because they ask for it, don't mean okay. You asked me for my license. Here go my license. No, you asked me for my license, and I just told you I got a loaded gun. Now we have to do this right. Yeah? We have to do this right. Get your partner over here. Y'all can cover me. Get somebody. You want to open the door. Maybe you want to both of y'all hold my hands or something, and the other one reach for the gun. Y'all got to do something. Y'all gonna have to do something. All right, but the moral of the story is, when you get pulled over by the cops, I know you heard this before. You gotta be on some compliance shit. You go on Facebook tomorrow and you go look at all these videos of people telling you, no, don't do this, don't do that. You take your chances with that if you want. But I'm telling y'all, as a nigga that do this shit every night, y'all see my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter, I'm out in the street all night, every night. In New York City, driving around Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, the heaviest hood areas of the city, where the most cops is at, getting pulled over all the time by detectives, blue and whites, every other night. And I don't have no injuries, I don't have no problems, I don't have no weird stories of me getting smashed over the head. Nothing, yeah. Nothing. But anyway, that's just some free advice. You take it if you want. If not, then don't. But as far as all these other situations, the shit is fucked up, man. Me right now going to the city and marching and all that, like, that ain't really gonna change nothing. The only way you're gonna really change shit is by getting the people at the top. You gotta vote and get these people out of there. And instead of doing all this marching shit, you're gonna have to start boycotting shit, yo. That's the only language that a lot of times that these people understand. And when I say these people, I mean rich people, not poor people, rich people, not white or black, rich. Only language that rich people understand is money. So when you start boycotting shit and you start not spending your money at places, then all of a sudden people start listening to what you gotta say. If I just go right now and I go in Manhattan and march and yell at the cops and all that, tomorrow's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be exactly the same shit. The only way that anything gonna change is niggas gotta start saying, look, if you got a problem with Walmart, if everybody say, look, man, we not spending no money at Walmart because they don't want to give the employees a raise, and nobody start going to Walmart, guess what they gonna do? They gonna give them people a raiser. They gonna give them a raiser, and that goes with anything, man. Once you stop spending your money and you stop helping that money flow in, then you're gonna notice a change. But me sitting around right now, going to the city and yelling at the cops, that ain't gonna help me. That ain't gonna help me in my situation, and that ain't gonna help you in your situation. If you're not out here voting and, you know, sending letters to your congressman and then doing all that political shit, if you're not involved in all of that, and you just think that you're just gonna go to Manhattan and you're just gonna march and shit gonna change, think again. Because how long niggas been marching in the city? Now I live right around over here, matter of fact, 2 blocks from my house is Sean Bell Way. If y'all don't know who Sean Bell is, this is something that happened in 2006. And I'll never forget, because I was standing right outside. I heard the gunshots. Me, all of my dudes standing right outside, yeah. When they shot that man 50 times, they shot into that car 50 times, yeah. And what happened after that? Everybody was marching and going and stuff, and nothing changed. Same shit still going on. Same shit, yeah. So when y'all ready to start doing some boycott shit, then count me in. Till then, I'm just gonna be worried about me and my family trying to get this paper here. Y'all better do the same, yeah. Anyway, I'm out, yeah.